Good morning, class, and welcome to today's probability unit. We're going to do day 7, and we're going to continue from Friday's lesson, which is ands and ors. Our learning target today is to calculate the probability of certain events. So let's look at our first example. Set of spinners divided into 5 congruent regions. Each region has a different color. The spinner is spun once. Find the probability of spinning the following. First thing we need to know is that there's 5 congruent regions. And the first thing we want is a primary color. So our primary colors are going to be red, yellow, and blue. So if we look at our 5 primary colors, we got 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. So our probability would be 3 because there are 3 things we want. And there are 5 total spinners. So our probability would be 3/5. Next, we want the probability of purple. If we notice, there's only 1 purple section. So again, what we want is purple compared to our total. So our probability would be 1/5. Next, we want a primary color or orange. So we know we have 3 primary colors, which are red, yellow, blue, and we have 1 orange. Because it's all, we're going to add them together and we're going to subtract anything they have in common. But orange and primary colors have nothing in common, so therefore our probability would be 4/5. Next, we want a primary color and a secondary color. So our primary colors in this spinner would be red, yellow, blue. Our secondary colors would be orange and purple. If we look, because it's an and, we want what they have in common. They have nothing in common, so our probability would be 0/5. Now we want a primary or a secondary color. Well, if we look, we have 3 primary colors. We have 2 secondary colors. We're going to add them together. We would subtract anything they have in common, but they don't have anything new or common. So our probability would be 5/5, which is equal to 1. 0/5, we probably should have simplified that to which is 0. Finally, probability that includes the letter L or includes the letter R. Well, we know purple does, we know orange does, we know red does, and that is it. So our probability would be 3/5. Again, our total is 5 because there are 5 spinners. All right, next example. Says, if a number cube is tossed, what is the probability that either an even number or the number 5 less than 5 will be rolled? So we have a number cube, so our total is going to be out of 6. So let's start with the even numbers. We have 2, 4, and 6 are even on the number cube. Numbers less than 5 would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we take this 3 plus the 4, but if we notice, we need to take away what they have in common. They have a 2 in common and they have a 4 in common. So we subtract 2, so we would get 5. So our probability would be 5/6, because with ORs we subtract anything that they have overlap. Next, it says a math class of 25 students has 12 boys and 14 students with brown hair. Find the probability of selecting one student that is a boy or has brown hair. What other piece of information would you need to know? Well, we would need to know how many boys have brown hair. So that way we can subtract anything that they have overlaps. A guide shows that out of 60 cable channels available on TV at 8 p.m., 8 are premium channels, 6 are showing movies. It also shows that a total of 15 channels are showing movies at this time. If you channel surf to a random station, what is the probability that will be a movie or a premium channel? So first we know it's out of 60, because there are 60 total channels. So we know that we want to find either a random station that is a movie or a premium channel. So if we look, how many are showing movies? Well, we know that there is a total of 15 movies. And we want to know how many premium channels we are. We said 8, so we're going to add them together. I'm going to subtract any movies that are all still showing premium channels, which would be 6. So if we take 15 plus 8, subtract 6, that would give us 17. So our probability would be 17 out of 60. It says, a surveyor found that in a neighborhood of 150 houses, 55 houses had at least one dog, 70 houses had at least one cat. Of these houses, 30 had at least one dog and one cat. What is the probability that a house picked at random? So, again, total out of 150. So we know we have 150 houses. So we want a dog or a cat. So we find how many houses have a dog, which would be 55. Find how many houses have a cat, which is 70. Subtract how many dogs have both of them, which is 30. If we take 55 plus 70, subtract 30, that would give us and so this would give us a total of 95. So we would have 95 out of 150. And I'm going to see so you can hear. And that would reduce to 95 out of 150 would go to 19 out of 30. Next, B says neither a dog or a cat. So if we know that 95 have at least one dog or one cat, again, our total is going to be out of 150. We can take the 150, subtract 95, because this will tell us how many people don't have a dog or a cat, which would give us 55. So we know 55 out of 150 don't have a dog or a cat. Sorry about that. If you take 55, divide by 150, change it to a fraction, and you would get 11 out of 30 would be your answer for that. All right, back page. Last example. So it says, students at UW-Whitewater are either enrolled in technology or business, but not both. Calculate the probability if the student were randomly selected from this group. So first of all, let's add up our totals. So we know females would be 30. We know males would be 70. Technology would be 50. Business would be 50. We know if we add them all together, we're going to have 100 total. So it says we want to find the probability that a student is enrolled in technology. We know technology is 50 out of 100 total, which would be 1/2. Next, we want to know if the student was a business student. So if we go to male business, that would be 25. So it would be 25 out of 100, which would equal 1/4. Again, our total was 100. Next, we want the student is male or a business. So they can be male, which would be 45 and 25, and they could also be business, which is 25. So if we take 45 plus 25 plus 25, that would give us 95 out of 100, which would equal 19 out of 20. And finally, the student was in technology and in female. So if we look at technology female, that would be just there, would be 5 out of 100, which is equal to 1 out of 20. That is all your notes for today. Your assignment is to complete the and ORs Day 7 worksheet. Remember, freshmen, you can still have to do your STAR math, so slide some time to that. Information is in the email that I sent. Thanks, and have a great day.